shielding your energy from negativity. Welcome to part 3, dear ones. By now, you've tapped into the power of your sacred gaze and begun using it in remarkable ways. In this final segment, our focus shifts to protection and refinement, ensuring that as you shine your light outward, you remain shielded from any negativity coming your way. After all, the brighter your light, the more you notice the shadows, but fear not, you have all the tools to stay safe and strong. First, let's tackle shielding your energy. Earlier, we discussed the principle of protection and the concept of the evil eye. In many cultures, people wear evil eye amulets or hamsa hands with an eye symbol to ward off malicious glances. 9. These symbols are reminders that negative energy can be transmitted through a look, intentionally or not. As someone developing a sacred gaze, you may find that you attract attention, most of it positive, like people being drawn to your warmth. However, not everyone you encounter will be high vibe. You might occasionally deal with envy, hostility, or just chaotic energy from others. It's important to protect your own energy field, especially your eyes, which we can think of as open windows to your soul. Here are some effective methods to shield yourself. Visualize a protective shield before you enter a space or situation you sense might be energetically challenging, like a crowded public area, a tense meeting, or dealing with someone who's often negative. Take a brief moment to visualize a shield of light around you. This could be a bubble of white light enveloping your entire body, or even specifically a gentle light covering your eyes like glasses. One popular visualization is imagining a mirrored shield around your whole body. It reflects any negativity back to the sender, with no harm intended, just returning to source. This way, if someone shoots a dirty look or projects negativity, you're not absorbing it, it bounces off your auric field. Such mental prep might sound fanciful, but it's effective because it sets a clear boundary in your mind. You carry yourself a bit differently. Perhaps you won't meet the gaze of someone hostile, or you'll maintain a neutral, unfazed expression that gives nothing for their negativity to hook into. Your inner stance becomes, I am protected, and negative energy cannot penetrate. Use a physical gesture or object. Sometimes coupling a physical action with intention helps solidify the protection. For example, wearing sunglasses in an overwhelming environment isn't just physically shielding, it can become a ritual where, as you put them on, you mentally say, I shield my energy. Even without sunglasses, you might have a subtle gesture, maybe touching the space between your eyes briefly as a reminder to close that third eye a bit in public, or casually looking down and imagining drawing a curtain. Some people blink more intentionally to symbolically close the window of their soul momentarily. Another trick, if someone negative is talking to you and you must look, try gazing at the spot between their eyebrows or the bridge of their nose instead of directly into their eyes. To them it still appears like eye contact, but for you it's slightly defocused, which can lessen the intensity of energy exchange. It creates a tiny energetic barrier while still appearing polite. Affirm boundaries. An internal affirmation can bolster your shield. Something like, only love and positive energy may enter my space, all else flows around me, or I am divinely protected at all times. Such affirmations, repeated, strengthen your aura's resilience. You might be surprised, on days you do this, even that normally grumpy coworker might not bother you as much, or the person who loves to glare just doesn't catch your eye. Recognize and disengage. One of the simplest protective measures is recognizing when someone is trying to engage you negatively through eye contact and choosing not to participate. If you've ever locked eyes with an angry driver in traffic, you know it can escalate your own anger. Instead, you can decide not to meet the gaze of someone spewing negativity. This isn't about fear, it's about wisdom. You maintain soft awareness of them peripherally but keep your eyes focused on something calming or neutral. You can break the gaze connection, which often diffuses the power struggle. For instance, if someone is arguing aggressively and boring holes into you with their eyes, you might respond by periodically looking away to collect yourself, perhaps glancing slightly down with a stance of calm, rather than staring back in fury. This non-engagement can protect you from being pulled into their emotional storm. You're effectively refusing the energetic invitation of negativity. Energetic cleansing afterward. If you do feel you caught some bad vibes in your eyes, do a quick cleanse. Some people will literally wash their face or eyes. When they get home from a tough environment, imagining the negativity rinsing off. Or you can redo the light visualization from part 2, where you breathe in light to your eyes and breathe out any residue of darkness. Even just a minute of closed-eye deep breathing with the intention to clear away others' energy can reset your gaze to your own frequency. Remember, your light is stronger than any darkness you might encounter, especially when you consciously focus it. By keeping yourself shielded, you ensure that your sacred gaze remains yours, under your control, reflecting your energy, not someone else's. You might find that as you become proficient in this, negative people affect you less and less. In fact, some might even avoid direct eye contact with you because your gaze, filled with light, can be uncomfortable for their negativity. They might not know why, but they'll look away. It's often said that those with malicious intent cannot hold the gaze of someone pure or protected, because it exposes or repels them. Your job isn't to challenge them with your eyes, just to keep your light strong and boundaries firm. The rest takes care of itself. Maintaining spiritual boundaries with eye contact. Closely related to shielding is the idea of spiritual boundaries. Where shielding is like putting up an energetic umbrella in a storm, boundaries are more like establishing consistent rules of what you allow into your space and what you share of yourself. When it comes to eye contact, maintaining spiritual boundaries means being intentional about who you connect with deeply and when. You, as an evolving being, have every right to decide how you use your gift of the sacred gaze. Not everyone should have full access to your energy at all times. Think of your gaze like a spotlight. You can shine it brightly on some things and dim it on others. Here's how to maintain healthy boundaries. Discernment. Pay attention to your intuition when engaging in eye contact. If you get a gut feeling that you'd rather not look someone in the eye, heed that feeling. It doesn't mean you're judging them. It could be your intuition saying, our energies don't mix well, or now is not the time. It's okay to keep eye contact brief or more formal with people who drain you or whom you don't trust. You can still be polite. For example, a simple friendly nod with minimal eye lock can suffice in a social situation where you sense weird vibes. You're not obligated to share your soul gaze with everyone. In fact, your gaze is a precious gift. Part of mastering it is wisely choosing where to invest it. Selective deep gaze. Conversely, cherish the ones with whom you do feel safe and spiritually aligned. With close friends, loved ones, and fellow seekers, allow yourself to really be present and seen. Those are the times to let your eyes speak volumes and to drink in the connection fully. By contrast, in a setting like a workplace or a crowded social event, you might keep things a bit more superficial with most people, friendly but not soul-bearing. This selective approach ensures you're not wearing yourself thin. Deep eye contact, as beautiful as it is, can be energetically demanding. It's like a deep conversation. You wouldn't have an intimate heart-to-heart with 20 people in a day. It's the same with eyes. Save the prolonged, soulful gazes for when it matters and is reciprocated in a healthy way. Handling unwanted gaze. What about when someone tries to lock eyes with you and you're not comfortable? This can happen. An overly aggressive person, someone flirting when you're not interested, or even individuals who use eye contact to try to dominate. Think of a boss who stares to intimidate. In such cases, remember that breaking eye contact is an option and not a weakness. You can divert your gaze to another subject as if something else caught your attention. If you must keep looking, say, in a meeting, you can use that trick of looking at the forehead or nose instead. Another boundary-setting move is to blink slowly and breathe. It gives a subtle message of calm indifference and can break the intensity. You can also return a very neutral, unfazed look that doesn't give them the emotional reaction they seek. In more extreme cases, you might calmly say, "Is there something you need?" if someone is blatantly staring at you in a challenging way, basically acknowledging it without fear. This often causes them to back off. The key is to not feed the dynamic. By not yielding your energy or getting flustered, you maintain your boundary. Eye contact in intimate relationships. A quick note on personal relationships. As your gaze becomes more potent, intimate eye contact with a partner can be incredibly bonding. But you might also need to communicate about it. 4. Instance, if you're practicing longer eye gazing meditations with your partner, those can stir up strong emotions. Set a boundary that either of you can close your eyes or look away if it becomes too intense, and maybe establish a safe word or touch to pause. Boundaries aren't just for negative interactions. Even in love, it's good to have mutual understanding of comfort levels. In general, though, you'll likely find your relationships thrive when you bring sacred vision into them, because you're giving the gift of deep presence. Just keep honesty and consent in the mix. I love looking into your eyes, but I need a moment is a fine thing to say if you feel overwhelmed. Don't forget to recharge. Maintaining boundaries also includes taking time away from using your gaze intensely. If you've had a day with a lot of people time, allow yourself some rest, perhaps spend an evening with minimal screen time or visual stimulation. Maybe even do parts of your meditation or prayers with eyes gently closed or in darkness to recharge. Like any sense, your sight can get overstimulated. By pulling back occasionally, you ensure you don't burn out. Think of it as maintaining the health of your gift. No musician plays 24/7 without rest. Similarly, let your eyes rest and draw inward when needed. A great outcome of establishing these boundaries is that your sacred gaze remains something that empowers you, not something that makes you feel overexposed or overwhelmed. You stay in control of your gift. People in your life will also learn, consciously or not, that your eye contact is meaningful. They'll respect it. Some might even comment that when you look at them, it feels special. And they'll notice you're also comfortable looking away when you need to, which sets a tone that it's okay to have personal space. You become an example of healthy energetic interaction. Remember, sharing your sacred gaze is like inviting someone into your home. You can welcome guests with warmth, but you also have every right to set rules, take off shoes. Don't barge in uninvited, etc. Your soul is your home, and your eyes are one doorway to it. You get to decide when that door is open and when it's gently closed. Mirror gazing and third eye activation. We touched on mirror gazing in part 1 and have mentioned the third eye multiple times. Now, let's delve deeper into mirror gazing and third eye activation as a combined advanced practice. This is where things can get pretty mystical and also incredibly insightful. These techniques will refine your inner sight and possibly give you some extraordinary experiences in perception. Mirror gazing for spiritual insight. By now you've tried looking into your own eyes in the mirror for self-connection. If you feel comfortable, we can take mirror gazing up a notch. Instead of just a minute of casual looking, you can use the mirror as a tool for meditation. Some spiritual practitioners use mirror gazing to enter altered states of consciousness or to practice something akin to scrying, which is gazing into a reflective surface for visions, traditionally done with crystal balls or dark mirrors. In our context, the goal isn't fortune-telling, but rather deep self-discovery and possibly third-eye visions. Here's an advanced mirror gazing exercise. Choose a time when you're calm and won't be disturbed. Nighttime with dim light often works well, because low light can facilitate inner visions. Perhaps have only a small lamp or a candle in the room. Sit comfortably with a mirror in front of you, large enough to see your face clearly. Some prefer just a candle between them and the mirror. This creates a gentle flicker on your reflection. Now, focus your gaze not directly on your eyes, but on your third eye region on your forehead in the reflection. Yes, you're basically looking at your own forehead. Keep your eyes soft and halfway between focused and defocused. This is a trance gaze. As you do this, breathe slowly and allow your face in the mirror to be kind of in your peripheral vision. After a few minutes, something interesting might happen. You could see your face start to change. It might blur, or you might see different expressions that you aren't actually making, or even the face of another. Some describe seeing themselves at different ages, or even flickers of past lives or ancestors. This is sometimes called the Troxler effect by science. The brain fills in stuff when you stare, but spiritually, it can be profound. It's like peeling away layers of identity. Don't be alarmed if it happens. Remind yourself you're safe. If it gets too weird, simply blink or look away to break the trance. While doing this, you may also feel sensations at your third eye point, pressure, warmth, or a sense of deep focus there. That's a good sign of activation. You might get intuitive thoughts or see inner images, even with eyes open. Allow it to flow, just observing. Some people report that after a while, they feel a presence of their higher self or spirit guides through the mirror. Essentially, the mirror becomes a portal for inner communication. Even if you don't see dramatic visions, you might simply enter a state of profound calm and detachment from your usual self-image. It's like meeting yourself beyond the physical form. After about 5 to 10 minutes, or whatever feels right, close your eyes and sit for a moment to let any images or feelings settle. Then open your eyes and end the session by maybe smiling at yourself and doing a brief grounding, like touching the chair or floor, bringing awareness back to the room. You can journal about what you saw or felt, as these mirror journeys can bring up symbolic insights that make more sense later. Mirror gazing is powerful because it combines external focus, your reflection, with internal focus, your third eye. This combination can really thin the veil between your conscious and subconscious mind. It's essentially a direct way to dialogue with your deeper self or even the spiritual realm, using your gaze. Always approach with respect and positivity. Set an intention like, "I seek insight and healing," before you start. And as mentioned, if ever uncomfortable, stop. There's no rush to see something. Sometimes just the courage to sit with your own gaze in silence is transformative enough. Third eye activation practices. Aside from mirror work, there are specific practices to awaken the third eye, your inner sacred vision, that complement your eye gaze mastery. You've already done a big one, Trataka, candle gazing, which is known to stimulate the third eye chakra. Here are a couple more, which you can incorporate into your routine. Third eye meditation. This can be as simple as sitting, closing your eyes, and crossing your eyes slightly as if looking at the point between your eyebrows. You're actually looking at the inside of your forehead. Don't strain, just a gentle inward cross-eye. You might see darkness or maybe subtle colors. Breathe and imagine an indigo or purple light at that spot. Sometimes repeating a mantra helps, like Om or the syllable Sham, which is associated with Ajna chakra. As you chant or breathe, feel that point tingling or spinning. You're basically flexing the muscle of inner sight. Over time, this can lead to spontaneous imagery or intuition popping up during meditation. Even if not, it's tuning your mind to be more keenly perceptive. Remember, the third eye is not just about seeing visions, but also about perceiving the truth, intuition, seeing energy, etc. It's the command center of your subtle senses. Pressure point activation, a quick technique if you're in need of some third eye. Wake up, take your index and middle finger, and gently massage the center of your forehead, just above and between the brows. Do small circles, applying light pressure, for maybe 30 seconds while breathing slowly. This physical stimulation can activate the pineal gland region behind it. Some people even use a little essential oil, like frankincense or sandalwood, on that spot as they massage to aid opening. After massaging, sit and observe any changes in how you feel or see. Many report a clearer mind or a sense of brightness behind closed eyes. Crystal gaze. If you're into crystals, stones like amethyst, lapis lazuli, or clear quartz are traditionally linked to the third eye. You could incorporate one by either gazing at the crystal, letting its color fill your vision, which can be trance-inducing in a good way, or by placing it gently on your forehead while lying down and meditating. The idea is that the crystal's vibration helps activate that chakra. It's an optional tool, use it if it resonates with you. The ultimate goal of third eye activation in the context of the sacred gaze is to unify your inner vision with your outer vision. When your third eye is active, you don't just see what's in front of you, you also perceive meaning, energy, and connection underlying it. For example, you might look at a friend and sense their mood or see a glow around them that you interpret as their aura. Some do begin to see a faint light or color around living beings. Or you may catch mental images that guide you, like suddenly picturing a solution to a problem when you gaze at your project notes. An activated third eye can also manifest as increased creativity and imagination. You may notice when your eyes are open, you feel a bit more wonder at the world, almost like a child seeing things fresh. That's you viewing life through the lens of an awakened inner vision. Everything has layers and possibilities. A word of caution and balance. Opening the third eye can sometimes be intense if done too fast. Headaches, vivid dreams, etc. are signs to take it slower. It's like turning on a very bright inner light. So balance these practices with grounding activities, physical exercise, time in nature, or even focusing on the lower chakras, like doing root chakra grounding meditations, to stay earthed. Also, emotionally, things can surface. You might have old memories or feelings pop up as you seek inside. That's normal, just be prepared to process or journal them. This is part of refining your sacred gaze. You're clearing out internal blocks so you can see clearly. Mirror gazing and third eye work can be some of the most rewarding parts of mastering the sacred gaze, as they often lead to personal breakthroughs. You might have a mirror session where you finally feel self-love so deeply after seeing yourself with compassion, or a third eye meditation where you experience a unity with everything, even if briefly. These refine your perception, making your sacred gaze not just something you do, but something you are, a being who sees with wisdom and love. We encourage you to explore these practices at your own pace. They are optional adventures on this journey, but highly enriching. Even a few minutes spent looking into your own eyes or up at your third eye each day can gradually open new inner horizons. Your chosen one eyes are awakening to their full potential, physical and metaphysical, outer and inner, the complete sacred vision. Answering viewer questions and closing thoughts. As we wrap up this comprehensive journey, let's address some viewer questions that many of you have asked along the way. These are common curiosities and concerns about mastering the sacred gaze. Even if you didn't ask them outright, you might find these answers helpful as you continue your practice. Q1. How do I know if it's working? I don't see auras or crazy things. Am I doing it right? A. Great question. Not everyone will see dramatic visuals like auras or have intense experiences, especially not immediately. And that's okay. The sacred gaze is as much about subtle shifts as big ones. Signs that it's working can include things like, you feel calmer during eye contact, you notice people responding more positively to you, you can maintain focus longer without eyes tiring, or you feel a stronger intuitive hunch when looking at situations. Some very real but quiet signs are a deepened sense of empathy, you get what someone's feeling by looking at them, or a stronger presence, people comment that talking with you feels really connective. If those things are happening, trust that your gaze is awakening. Seeing auras or energy fields can happen for some, usually gradually. One day you might notice a faint outline around someone against a white wall, or a color impression. That's a bonus, not the sole proof. Everyone's sight opens in different ways. So, measure success by your personal growth and feedback from life, not just by psychic visuals. Patience is key. For many, the abilities develop slowly, and often when you're not trying so hard. Q2. Is this safe? Can opening my third eye or doing intense gazes attract unwanted spirits or energies? A. It's wise to be mindful. You're venturing into spiritual territory, and with any such practice, intention and protection matter. We emphasized protection practices for this reason. Generally, if you set clear intentions of working in love and light, and you shield yourself, you are safe. Make it a habit to begin any session, especially mirror or third eye work, with a short positive prayer or affirmation like, I surround myself with divine light, only the highest good may come through, etc. This establishes a boundary. As for unwanted spirits, simply put, if you don't invite them, they have no business with you. Issues arise usually when people actively seek out contact without proper knowledge. Our focus here is self-growth and insight, not summoning anything external. Some people do report sensing spiritual presence, like a guide or a comforting presence, when their third eye opens, if it's loving and doesn't scare you, that's fine. If anything ever feels off, stop, affirm your safety, maybe smudge the room or yourself with sage if that's something you like, and ground. But truly, by staying positive and protected, you're effectively off limits to lower energies. Think of it like this, you have a spiritual firewall on. Nothing can connect to you unless you grant permission. Also, working gradually helps, don't try to force things open with extreme measures. Let your intuition lead and you'll remain in a comfortable zone. Q3. I feel self-conscious making eye contact now, as if I'm thinking too much about it. How do I relax and be natural? A. This is a very relatable stage. When you become aware of something that was automatic, like eye contact, it can feel awkward for a time. You might overthink, am I staring too long? Does this look weird? The remedy is to practice until it becomes second nature again. It's like learning a new skill. At first, you're very conscious, but later you integrate it. Try this in low-pressure situations with a trusted friend or family member. Mention that you're working on more mindful eye contact. You might even tell them a bit about this sacred gaze idea if they're open to it. Then just practice talking while keeping relaxed eye contact, maybe even do the guided gaze exercise together for fun. Getting feedback can reassure you. Also, remember to breathe when engaging with someone. If you hold your breath, you'll tense up. Breathing keeps you calm and present, which makes your gaze feel natural and warm, not intense or odd. And of course, don't forget to blink. People sometimes, when focusing, forget to blink, and that can indeed be unsettling to others. Normal blinking actually enhances an impression of ease and sincerity. With time, you won't need to micromanage these things, they'll flow. Be patient with yourself during this adjustment period. It might help to occasionally shift focus, e.g., alternate between looking at one eye and then the other eye of the person, which can subtly break any feeling of staring contest. Rest assured, the fact that you care means you're likely coming across just fine. Q4, can I use these techniques with everyone, like family or co-workers who might not be into spiritual stuff? A. Absolutely. In fact, those are probably the people you will use it with the most. Just do it in a way that suits the context. You don't have to announce what you're doing. For instance, at work you're not going to do a deep soul gaze as you might with a close friend, but you will use confident, clear eye contact to communicate better, or a calming gaze to help de-escalate a stressful meeting. Your co-workers will just think you have great people skills. With family, you can be a bit more open, maybe helping anxious family members feel heard by truly looking at them with compassion, or calming an upset child by holding their gaze and smiling. Children in particular respond wonderfully to a loving, steady gaze. Think of how a parent gazes at a baby, it's pure magic and bonding. If someone is uneasy with eye contact, some folks are naturally shy about it. Respect that. You can still be present without fixating on them. In short, adapt the intensity to the situation. The spiritual aspect is mostly your internal process, like you silently setting intention or channeling love through your eyes. Externally, it will just seem like kind, attentive eye contact which everyone appreciates. If someone asks why your eyes seem so focused or different, could happen if they notice a change in you. You can share as much or as little as you're comfortable. Maybe say you've been practicing mindfulness or that you're really trying to listen better lately. Q5, sometimes when I do these practices I get emotional, even tearful, for no obvious reason. Is that normal? A. Yes, it's quite normal. Our eyes are deeply connected to our emotions. Ever notice how tears come both when we're very sad and very happy? Eye gazing, especially with oneself or someone close, can release pent-up feelings. You might be unlocking parts of yourself that haven't been seen in a long time, and it can be like finally being heard. Emotion surge. Crying or feeling like you need to cry during a mirror session or a long eye contact with someone is a sign of release and healing. Let it flow if you can. Of course, choose appropriate times. You might not want to start tearing up in a business meeting from holding eye contact. If you feel emotional, then just gently break, breathe, and recenter. But in your own practice or with a trusted friend or partner, those tears are cathartic. Many people report that after a good cry in mirror gazing, they feel a huge relief and even see themselves more clearly. Literally and metaphorically, thereafter. Just make sure to be kind with yourself. If it's too much, take a break. Ground yourself after intense sessions, splashing water on your face, walking outside, holding a comforting object, etc. Over time, these emotional waves usually stabilize. It's like cleaning a window. At first a lot of dirt comes off, then eventually the glass is clear and doesn't cloud up as easily. You're polishing the window of your soul, and emotions are part of the cleanser. With these questions answered, let's move to our closing thoughts. You have traveled through a lot of material, from understanding the secret power of your eyes to advanced techniques that few know. The phrase from the first video, only 1% of chosen ones know this secret, now fully applies to you. You are among those who not only know the secret, but are learning to live it. This knowledge, however, truly comes alive through practice and experience. So, my parting encouragement is, keep exploring. Every day offers a chance to use your sacred gaze, whether it's a 10-minute meditation or a 10-second meaningful glance. Be patient with yourself. Mastery is a journey, not a destination. Some days you might feel like a spiritual Jedi with your gaze, other days you might just want to avoid eye contact and retreat a bit, and that's okay too. Honor your natural rhythms. As long as you carry the awareness with you, even a day of rest is part of the training, as it allows integration. Also, remain humble and loving. These abilities can cause shifts around you that others notice. Some might even seek your presence or advice more because they sense something different, your calm or your insight. Remember that everyone has this potential. You're not using some magic to be above others, you're simply awakening what's already inside you and can inspire them to do the same. Lead by example, with kindness. The true mark of a chosen one is not special powers, but how one uses them, ideally, to uplift and help, never to belittle. If you ever feel stuck or confused, revisit these videos' scripts. You might pick up new understanding on a second pass, because you'll be coming from a higher level than before. And feel free to share your experiences or questions in the community, comments or discussions. We learn together. Sometimes another person's story about, say, how mirror gazing helped them overcome self-doubt, will spark an epiphany for you too. As we conclude, let's do a tiny closing ritual. Blink your eyes a few times, gently, and then close them. Take a slow breath in and out. When you open your eyes now, set the intention that you see the world with sacred vision. Carry that intention forward. Your eyes are sacred, powerful, and uniquely yours. May you look upon yourself and others with compassion and clarity. May your gaze bring light to dark places, and may it protect you through any darkness you encounter. As a chosen one, your awakened eyes will help not only you, but many around you, sometimes in ways you may never fully know. Trust this journey. Thank you for joining this 3-part series, Advanced Techniques, Mastering the Sacred Gaze of Chosen Ones. It's been a profound exploration and an honor guiding you. Keep practicing, stay safe, and above all, keep shining your beautiful eyes upon the world. The world truly needs the light you have to share. Until next time, I see you, I appreciate you, and I look forward to witnessing your continued growth. Bright blessings and bye for now.